Sup, nerds? We're your hosts this week. I'm Chad.
I'm Jake.
This week we're sponsored by Ray's Energy Drinks.
We are also sponsored by Crybaby Greg's Hot Sauce.
So, on this week's episode, we're going to be following up on this week's episode of Boba Fett, or the Book of Boba Fett, now on Disney Plus.
We're also going to talk about episode 3 and 4 of Peacemaker on HBO Max. So let's get into it. This is the All Things Nerd podcast. He just looks like Steven.
Nerd. Welcome back, nerds, to the All Things Nerd podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. So, Jake, outside of that offhanded comment about my tequila with some lime juice in it, how the fuck are you doing?
Doing all right.
You have a good
Sorry.
week full of belittling people's alcohol choices?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. We didn't get the house that we wanted, so now we're back in the search. So that's kind of annoying, but
That does suck. Because that house was
part of
also
it.
super cool. Like,
I
not to like throw salt on that wound,
know.
but that was a nice house. I'm
Yeah.
actually very bummed that fell through.
Yeah, me too. So,
Clearly.
but anyways, yeah, so we continued our look today. Got to look at a couple places. It was cool.
Yeah.
How about you?
Well, I mean, I move literally. You will be here 2 weeks from today.
Mm-hmm.
And then we leave 2 weeks from tomorrow to move me back to Minnesota. So that's super exciting.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to how much snow we have currently
Mm-hmm.
because that needs to go away. I don't want to move in this shit. Uh, literally, like last Monday or so, I think we got like 18 inches of snow. And then today we got like over a foot again today.
Nice.
Like it's just bullshit. It's not great cotton.
It's actually, it's not great, God. I sure do love pumpkins, cotton.
F
We
and A.
got maybe like 6 inches, and then it's snowing right now, so we'll see how much that accumulates to. But
Good. I'm so glad for that to leave Minnesota and bury me.
keep it
Bless
going.
you.
It's just a sneeze.
I'm not gonna stop it.
It's just a sneeze.
Finally, at your request and pestering, I started rewatching New Girl, and
Yeah.
I love it. I'm
But
I'm about to
you've
where
only seen what through like season 4,
yeah, like halfway through season 4, so like I'm caught up to where I was.
and you had told me, like a week or two ago, like I think I'm gonna start rewatching How I Met Your Mother, which you've seen or The Office or something, one of the two,
Parks and
which you've
Rec.
seen Parks
I
and
think it was
Rec,
Parks and Rec, yeah.
something that you've already seen, and I was like, dude, finish New Girl, it's so fucking funny.
I'm glad that I started or restarted New Girl because the show is great.
Yeah.
I think I'm just a couple episodes away from where like everything will be new to me.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. I'm very excited about it though. I love it.
Yeah.
You mentioned it, but this show would be just as great without Zoe Deschanel.
Well, I read this and then I reflected on it and I was like, oh my God, that's so true. Is that that you could literally do the show like she doesn't do anything in the show. Like Winston, Coach, Nick, and Schmidt
Could
would all still have been the goofy fucking dumbass
Yeah,
dudes
it would
that they
still be a
are.
great show without it. All it does is
Adds like a love story.
yeah, and CC for Schmidt,
Oh yeah.
but
I only read that. I didn't. Those aren't my words.
yeah, but it's true. I
Yeah.
mean, rewatching it, like, if she wasn't in the show, like, I would still watch the show and enjoy it. Slap the wrist.
Sorry.
No, I don't care. Um, also, in just a couple minutes, we're going to go way more in depth with this. But we are partnering with Jerry Ma for a huge giveaway that we're gonna launch this week, the same day that this episode airs. So stay tuned. We're gonna talk about that in a few minutes.
Mhm.
Super excited about it. Back into some other like nerd news. I mean, Black Panther got delayed yet again because of COVID.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I just want to see this movie. They've also had to rewrite it, since
Yeah.
multiple reasons. But also, you have introduced your wonderful Wow, holy wait!
Girlfriend.
Yeah, your
I
wonderful
introduced my
girlfriend to the
wonderful
couple grade.
girlfriend. We have been watching the Lethal Weapon movies.
Oh, so
Oh,
classic.
by the way, huge thing that we almost blew past. We'll get into Peacemaker later on in this episode, but I have to mention this just because. So we've been watching the Lethal Weapon movies, but in the latest episode of Peacemaker, when they call what's his name, the main guy, the guy who's like running things,
Oh, Mern?
Mern, when they
Yeah.
call him and they're like, "Oh my, you gotta get down here right away," blah blah blah. He's literally watching Lethal Weapon 4.
Yeah, he is.
I had to rewind it and I was like, wait a second. And she was like, what do you do? Nicole's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I think I saw something. I just want to make sure before I make an idiot out of myself. And I was like, yep, they're watching Lethal Weapon 4. Hilarious. But yeah, anyways, so we've been watching the Lethal Weapon movies. She hasn't seen any of them. We've only watched the first two. And then last night, I really wanted to, because of the untimely death of Meatloaf, I wanted to watch Fight Club. And we watched that, which she had never seen before, and it was fantastic. She really liked it.
Yeah.
His name was
It's
Robert
Robert
Paulson.
Paulson. Rest in peace, Meatloaf.
Rest in peace, dude. And I would do anything for love.
But I
So
won't
good.
do that. It's not about butt stuff.
It's not about butt stuff, Nicole.
It's a really unsatisfying answer as to what that to that song is.
Yeah.
It's basically whatever the last line before the chorus hits, he's referring to that. So
Yeah.
it's like, I'll never forget how I feel about you. I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that. Forget about the way I feel about you. It was a really funny interview about it. I'm not going to explain it. Just look it up. Just
Explain
search.
it. Just briefly.
So Meatloaf writes the song, right? And he's like, "Oh, this is a great like love song. It's a ballad. It's going to be very apparent that because the start of each chorus starts with a different line and then goes into I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that." And he's like, "People will get it. They're not dumb." And he's doing this like as a live panel interview. And he's like, and my producer's like, no one's going to get it. And he's like, no, people aren't dumb. And then he like looks at the crowd and is like, well, I was wrong. Because like thousands of people would like reach out to him anytime he like met fans. They'd be like, what's that? What's the one thing you won't do for love? And he's like, it's in the song. I won't do that thing that starts each chorus.
Yeah. I won't pretend I knew that. You told me this tonight. But yeah, it makes sense.
I didn't know that until I like saw this clip like this week. But because I always thought it was like some hardcore like weird sex thing, like flogging or pegging or
Pegging.
Just happy International Women's Day. Was that Rogue?
That wasn't Rogue. That
Oh,
was a very big dog, though, in the hallway.
okay. I don't know if anyone else heard that on the episode, but there was a very beefy dog bark, and it wasn't either of our dogs. But anyways, with that being said, oh god damn it.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I
No
don't even
offense,
know.
Tracy.
Wow. Also don't know how many times we said like so far this episode. Thanks for pointing out an insecurity, Nicole, again.
Yeah, what's up with her?
She's just trying to tear us down. She's trying to like
She was like,
put walls
she's
between
trying-
us because you guys are
yeah,
moving
she's
in together, so she wants to like distance
yeah,
us.
and you're moving back. Yeah, she's trying to break up the band.
Yeah. Oh my god,
Yeah.
is she Yoko Ono?
Just kidding,
No
man.
one read Catcher in the Rye and think about Jake, okay? Sorry, that was maybe a bit too far. But
No, it's funny.
so
it's
this week, as our title sponsor is Raise Energy Drinks. They are fantastic. Great energy, 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 crash, and so much more. If energy drinks aren't your thing, they have pre-workouts, protein-packed desserts, fantastic products. So listen up. We'll be right back with you to introduce our giveaway with Jerry. But in the meantime, learn how to save 15% from a great energy drink company. Be right back. What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Raise Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with 0 crash. Raise Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring a powerful, yet sustained, energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, empowered by their refresh formula technology, Raise Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Raise Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you.
God damn it. All right, before we start, we have some exciting news. We are partnering with Jerry Ma, the author of The Monkey King.
And you guys would recognize him from our show from a couple of months ago with his Kickstarter for The Monkey King. And we're doing an awesome giveaway with him. Listen up. We'll let him tell you a little bit more about it, and we'll be right back with you to talk about the book of Boba Fett. All right, guys. We are joined here once again with Jerry Ma, the author of the Monkey King comic, to talk about a really awesome giveaway that we're going to be doing in celebration of the Lunar New Year. Jerry, welcome back to the show.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, before we get into the giveaway...
Cheers, guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
cheers.
yeah. Cheers, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about, how Lunar New Year is celebrated.
Well, Lunar New Year, it's actually, for me, it's become kind of cooler than actual New Year's Eve. I guess maybe because it's not as popular. So it's, you can make reservations and you can go out, and they don't, triple the bill on you when you go out that night. But what I love about Lunar New Year, so typically what you're supposed to eat is dumplings, because in Chinese culture, dumplings kind of look like old school money, like little bricks of gold.
Huh.
So
Okay.
you're supposed to spend New Year's Eve eating dumplings. And then I believe the next day you're supposed to eat noodles for like long life and healthy life. And then on the third day you eat bok choy, which is supposed to represent like good luck. The truth is, I never really cared for all that stuff. I just knew that because I happen to love dumplings. So, and it is cool that it does look like old school Chinese money. So you are supposed to load up on dumplings on Lunar New Year Eve, which is always kind of fun. And you're supposed to wear something red, even if it's like underwear. It's something that nobody's going to see. But you're supposed to have one red item of clothing on you on the eve of Lunar New Year.
That's awesome.
Interesting.
So is Lunar New Year Eve, would that be the 31st? Or is it on the 1st?
Right.
Okay.
This year it's going to be on this coming Sunday. So
Okay.
New Year's is on a Monday, so that you could celebrate. So in Asia, they celebrate. I mean, in Asia in general, there's not too many holidays. We don't get like Easter and all that stuff. Even like Halloween and Christmas and Valentine's Day is pretty new to Asia. They're celebrating it because it's kind of fun, not because they really care about the actual holiday. So
Okay.
Lunar New Year is celebrated for like 2 weeks, where I mean, people will not go to work for like 2 weeks.
That's awesome.
You'll just, have drunk, eat a lot for like 2 weeks straight, and then you go back to work. Yeah, it's awesome. It's seriously, it's so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds fun. I don't celebrate most of those things that you listed out there.
So, hey, jump on the Lunar New Year.
Yeah. Like that's all like religious like holidays, like Christmas and Easter, and then Valentine's Day is just kind of a bullshit
It's a Hallmark holiday.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't mess with that one either. So but yeah, dude, that sounds awesome. You eat good food and get drunk for 2 weeks?
Yeah, I mean it's a holiday in the most pure sense of the definition of the word. It really is just spending some time with family, with friends. It typically does involve a lot of food, obviously. Food is very much a big part of it. And of course, drinking comes with that. It goes hand in hand. Asian culture, people, they love their booze, they love drinking and they love eating. So it really, I was just watching that Netflix special, Midnight Asia. I had to catch the Tokyo, Korea, and Taipei episodes because, that's like where I like to hang out.
Yeah.
It's just funny because they kind of do the same exact episode per place. Like, it's the same things, we're all into the same stuff, like food and drinking.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Awesome. So the last time that you were on the show, Jerry, you were promoting the Kickstarter for the Monkey King, and now with this giveaway, I mean, it's kind of tied into the back end of that. How did the Kickstarter end for you?
I mean, the Kickstarter, I'm sure every other person that has done a Kickstarter, it's pretty stressful. There's a lot of anxiety that comes with it, but it's amazing reward. For me, it felt extra good because we were able to, and I mean we as in everyone that contributed to this project, we were able to raise some money for Chinatown, New York. We gave red envelopes, which is another thing that's done on Lunar New Year. Essentially a red hongbao, which is called a red envelope. That's something that you give. I think the tradition is you receive it, no matter how old you are, you receive it until you get married. And the second you get married, that's when you start giving them out.
Okay.
And you have to give it to like everyone in your family, your friends. Technically, you're supposed to go into like, if you go like the grocery store and there's just like a kid that working at the grocery store, you're supposed to give it to the grocery store kid and everything. Like if they're in your network of people, you're supposed to give it to everyone. It doesn't have to be loaded with like tons of cash. Sometimes it's even just you put like candy in it or something. But it's just a way of showing your appreciation for the people around you, which is another reason why Lunar New Year is so much goddamn fun, because it really is celebrating the people around you. But so with the Kickstarter, it was great because we were able, during a rough time, and it's still kind of not the best here in New York, but last year at that time in particular, there was a tremendous amount of Asian hate. Asian businesses were not, and still aren't, doing very well, but we were able to help bring a little hope. I mean, it's not like a ton of money we gave out, but we ended up giving like $200 cash to, I can't even remember now. I think it's like 15 businesses or something like that, maybe more. I don't even remember anymore.
That's when you were on the news for that, right? Correct?
Yes. So
And that was
because I was giving away stuff isn't as easy as everyone always thinks. Especially when you don't know who's giving it to you. You always think there's something wrong with where they, what's the real motive here. So what was really fortunate for me was Roger Clark from NY1 News, which is the local news station here in New York. He came with us and recorded and kind of eased everyone that we were speaking to, like, oh, don't worry, like, this is actually legit.
Yeah.
He's not here to take anything from me. He actually does just want to give you some money.
Yeah.
But it was fun because so each business we gave money to, they were featured on the NY1 News. It went through our social media, and the best part of it was not even just giving them money, but all the people that wrote to me saying, "Oh, like I was looking for a place like that," and they started going to
helped out that business. Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm not saying we saved any businesses, but I'd like to think we helped a little bit in our
absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
Oh, but yeah, so getting back to the whole Kickstarter thing, Kickstarter was, I would like to think, fairly successful with it. Then you have to fulfill it, make sure everything gets out. With COVID, that was a lot harder than everyone realizes. I was very fortunate. Only 2 packages were sent back to me from overseas, and I'm still trying to get it to them. I've literally sent the package to them about 4 times now. I don't even care how much money I'm losing on it. I just want them to have it. Yeah. And they've been so cool with me because they know, like, I'm just losing a ton of money on it right at this point. But, like, I don't even care. Like, I literally just sent it out again this morning. And I was just, maybe you shouldn't even send it to us anymore. Yeah. Like, we understand how much you're doing and it's really cool. Well, I'm like, no, like, you guys are getting this book no matter what.
It is expensive. We have a listener from
the Czech Republic.
Yeah, and we were like, oh yeah, you won like some prizes, and we sent her the prizes, and we were like, God damn, that's a lot of money.
I definitely did not charge enough for shipping. Even the first time around, little did I know I was gonna have to resend like the 2 most expensive ones like 8 times.
Oh.
But now we've got the book in our hands, and for me, like I said previously last time, I don't take this for granted. I don't think it's my right. Well, it's everyone's right to create and make their own products, but it's something you still have to earn. So I am very grateful that everyone gave me the opportunity to share this project with everyone. And it's cool because now we can do cool stuff like this. We can give away some books for Lunar New Year, and we can team up with awesome guys like you and have a drink while doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Drink again to that.
So why don't we talk about a little more about what we're going to do for the giveaway then?
Sure. So since it's a Lunar New Year thing, a good luck number for the Chinese at least is the number 8. So like it's always when you get like a new phone number, you want as many 8s in it as possible,
Okay.
Because I think 8 looks like, and I wouldn't know this because I can't read or write Chinese, but the number 8 kind of looks like the word good luck in Chinese. So you always want as many 8s as possible in your address, your phone number, whatever it is, your profile name, whatever.
Sure.
It would be like Chad and Jake 8888888. But since it is for Lunar New Year, it's a great time to just give away a couple copies of this book. We want to give away 8. We're gonna have 8 winners. Chad, maybe you can explain a little bit more what we're gonna try and do here.
Yeah, so we're gonna have 8 total winners. 3 grand prize winners because 3 is your lucky number, your favorite number. And with the 3 grand prize winners, well, let's start with just the regular winners. They're going to get a copy of the book from you. Perfect. And then going to get some stickers.
Just some stickers like
some swag from Epic Props and Jerry Mum.
And the books will be autographed as well, correct?
Sure, if that's what they would like.
That's what they like. That's what they would like.
And then from there, we'll also throw in for the the 5 just like regular winners, some stickers from us, lanyards, bracelets, just a whole bunch of like goodie bag stuff. And then for the 3 grand prize winners, if I'm not mistaken, you're going to include the postcard set that started it all.
So they'll get, not only will they get the autographed book and the stickers, they will also get a copy of the book with the cover from Jim Chung and the cover from Jeff Darrow. Then on top of that, they will also get a set of postcards with there's cards in here. These postcards kind of mean a lot to me personally because this is what inspired this whole book. The original artwork for these postcards were used for a solo art show at Pearl River, the gallery here in Chinatown, New York, for Lunar New Year of 2020, which was like the end of January. And this is right before COVID had taken over and shut down New York. So it was like the one thing I got to do in 2020. And at the art show, a lot of people had asked me like, oh, are you going to do a comic for it? And I was just laughing because like, who's got the time to do that, And then of course, just like a month or 2 after that, New York gets locked down, and I'm like, well, I guess I have the time to do that right now. So, it was my COVID project to do this book.
Yeah.
And thank God for that, at least.
Yeah,
I mean
the book's incredible. So, and I mean, it's how we got to meet you. So
yeah.
Super stoked
Seriously.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, COVID sucked, like 2020 especially.
Sucks.
Yeah, sucks.
It's ongoing.
Let's be honest, it's
ongoing.
not gone. But yeah, and then with that, for the 3 grand prize winners, we will also throw in a T-shirt from our web store, as well as some sponsor packs from our sponsors, Crybaby Craig's and Ray's Energy Drinks. So
I've actually received one of these sponsor packs, and I can say they're pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun to get that in mail. I gotta say, like, that was like Christmas when I got it. It's like just stuff that I wouldn't think of getting, and it was like, this is so cool.
What did you think of the hot sauce?
Oh, so I'm a big hot sauce guy. And
Yeah.
I put hot sauce literally on every meal I have, like even on like my salad, So I always like having. I literally have about like 12 different hot sauces in my apartment. So just always getting a new one is always fun. For me, I think of what I can pair it with, things like that. It's always great having other options.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah.
So those are going to be the prizes, and we're going to make it super easy for you guys to enter. We're literally going to just post it to our social medias, Facebook, Instagram. All you have to do is like the post. That's it.
Maybe give us a follow.
Yeah. I mean, please do follow us.
Please do follow.
Yeah.
And I will say this. If anyone does make a comment, it would only heighten their chances of winning. So
Agreed.
that little bit of effort, I know it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Not required to enter, but it is looked favorably upon. So
Yeah.
So look for that. We'll keep drawing attention to the giveaway. Probably run for a couple of weeks, just like the Lunar New Year celebration, and then
we could run it for like the month of February, I suppose.
The home. Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
I'm down with that.
we'll announce the winners at the end of February and get you guys your goodies.
It'll be a cheers, everyone that wins.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
So that's our big news, guys. Thank you again, Jerry, for hopping on to.
No, you guys. I really mean this
with us.
all sincerity. You guys helped spread the word on the book. You genuinely helped make it happen. It means a lot to me. I've said this before. I'm going to always say I don't take that stuff for granted. Anything I can do. It's an honor for me to be able to give them away now. This is why we do it, so that we can do things like this. And with you guys once again helping me spread the word. I think that's amazing. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah, dude, we love you. I mean, meeting you in person was so awesome for us. We were walking around, and like every time we got bored, we were just like, should we go back to see Jerry? Let's go back to CJ.
Jerry, we don't want to keep you too much later. We do really appreciate you coming back and doing this giveaway with us. We're so excited, and
Thank you guys, really.
yeah, and obviously, when you have new projects coming up, keep us in mind. We'd love to talk to you about them, and have you back on the show
Hopefully
again.
we can give away more stuff later on.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, well, you have a great rest of your night. One last
Cheers, guys.
I drank all mine. All right, guys, we are going to talk about Boba Fett episode 4. Basically, this episode's why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
It's just
The way I said 4.
No, this episode, I want to love the show so much because Boba Fett's dope. The Mandalorian was incredible, but the show
Sucks.
It has moments where I'm like, God, I'm so glad that they're doing a show about this. And then the other half of the show, I'm like, why are they doing a show about this? And this episode just kind of...
Last episode and this one were not great.
Yeah. They're not great. Last episode was better than this one. Because...
You think so? I thought the last episode was atrocious.
Oh, yeah, the whole scooter race. Yeah. This wasn't much better.
No.
Because we'll get to it.
Yeah.
We will get to it. But a lot of this episode... yeah. Cool.
We kind of start this episode where oh my God, I keep almost saying Mando. Jesus. When Boba Fett rescues Ming Na Wen, did I say that right?
Ming Na Wen, or Fennec Shand.
Fennec Shand, yeah. After the events of
The Mandalorian.
Yeah, now I almost said Boba Fett. Jesus Christ. Mandalorian. She dies in Mandalorian. Oh my God.
No, but you're definitely right. This is where they start to tie together.
Yeah.
For the Book of Boba Fett's series run. This is where they start to intertwine.
Because if you remember in Mandalorian, she dies, but then Mando goes back and her body is missing. So now right?
Yeah.
I'm right. Yeah.
Yeah, and so now the reason that they do this is because the cutscene you hear the spurs.
Yeah.
From Boba Fett and all that.
So now in this episode, we kind of see what happens from that moment on in Mandalorian as Boba Fett rescues her, takes her to a robotics lab, but it's a fucking tattoo shop basically.
It's that's basically what it is. It's a tattoo shop, but they call it a mod shop.
Yeah.
And we get that in The Mandalorian too, where he's like, "Why do you trust us, man?" And she lifts up her armor and shows all the robotics in her stomach. Now we actually get to see where they intertwine, why there's that loyalty there.
Yeah. The soundtrack is amazing.
It's so bad. For as cool of what this scene should have been, of being this is how he saved her, put just in Star Wars, the original trilogy, the prequels, everything. You lose a limb, you get robotics to replace the limbs. We see them fixing her gunshot or blaster wound to the gut, replacing it with robotics. The entire time, the Blade 2 soundtrack is playing. It's terrible 2002 techno.
Yeah.
And it's in a 5-minute scene of no dialogue, just terrible techno and a dude like interchanging his arm attachment for different drills and bits to like put mechanics in her stomach
Yeah.
to like an instrumental Rob Zombie album. Don't get me wrong, Rob Zombie would have done way better with the soundtrack because he's a fantastic director.
Yeah, but then somebody would have got raped and it would have been weird.
Eh,
He puts rape in every goddamn movie he makes.
He does. It's
Yeah.
weird. So not quite Rob Zombie, but like definitely Matrix 2 and Blade 2 and most early 2000s first sequels. So it's probably the same music as also in Too Fast, Too Furious. I'm just assuming. Not great either way. Like the soundtrack does not match the rest of the show or The Mandalorian also.
No.
And it's just
Not great.
it's not great cotton. But I sure do love pumpkins.
I sure do love pumpkins, Cotton. But we gotta get through this episode. So basically Mando Jesus Christ.
Boba. Bubble tea.
Fett.
Yeah.
Bubble tea. Goes to ship back. Wants to get
And we
his
do get to see some
back.
pretty cool action with him and Fennec Shan. Basically, she's like, "Why'd you save me?" He's like, "You were dying. Like, I'm no longer a bounty hunter. Like, I don't care about that anymore." Basically, we do get some character development of where he's like, "The Tuscans took me in. I'm changed. I don't want to like do this shit anymore." Oh, I leaned back too far in my chair and it started to sink. That's terrible. But it's still pretty cool to see like how two people like overthrew basically this entire palace.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where a lot of the action from this episode comes from, is them like taking over Boba's palace, getting or not Boba's palace. At this point in time, it's Jabba's palace.
Jabba. Yeah.
Jabba the Hutt's palace, and we finally get to see Slave One, which is Boba Fett's ship that is iconic, that we all know. It's fun. Like, that part is fun. Just the whole like repair scene of Fennec Shand is just like cheesy as shit.
Mm.
The rest of the episode just kind of like plays out, and you're like, meh.
Yeah.
I mean, this episode doesn't do a whole lot. It basically just expands on how the last episode ended, of like, hey, there's a war coming between like the crime bosses, and now Boba Fett's part of it, and he tries to recruit Kersantin, the Wookiee,
which is the Wookiee
that looks like Jake. I'm only saying that because of the black and gray hairs, not because Jake looks like a Wookiee. Girl for me. Girl.
I can't do it right now.
I can't either. I can't.
I gotta like. I know. I was gonna try to do it, but I was like, there's not enough saliva in my mouth to do it. You gotta have a little bit of saliva in the back of your throat to like,
That's what she said. Or title of your sex tape.
Title of your sex tape.
You have to have a little bit of saliva in the back of your throat. Sorry, Mom.
Anyways, I'm gonna do this on purpose. That being said, drink. Sponsor 2. Sponsor 2 is Crybaby Craig's hot sauce. It goes on practically anything. Oh god, I fucked it up. Crybaby Craig's hot sauce.
How did you fuck that up? I heard all the right words.
No, it's a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes on practically anything.
Could have put that after.
I did. I told you I fucked it up. Listen up.
Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today. All right, guys. So for the second part of this episode, we are going to be diving into episodes 3 and 4 of the Peacemaker series on HBO Max. First off, Chef's Kiss. I love the show. It's so funny. It's so great.
I actually didn't care for the set. So, like, I watched the first episode and I was like, this is so good. The second episode, I was like, oh no, it's not that good. And then 3 and 4, I was like, okay, I'm hooked.
Yeah. I'm so glad that they're doing 8 episodes for this season instead of like 6.
Yeah.
If they're to do like 10 or more, I think it would drag out too much.
Yeah.
Because I think that we're at a very good like halfway mark for where we're at, but
in episode 3, we get introduced to Vigilante, which is a cross between who?
My God, he is very much kick-ass,
but also
Deadpool.
Deadpool, yeah. He's the costume looks like kick-ass. The
character behind the costume is very kick-ass as well.
Yeah,
but it's just like his attitude
is Deadpool.
Yeah. He's fantastic. He immediately stole the show
in the 4th episode.
Even in the 3rd episode, for how like
he was just like quirky in the 3rd episode.
Yeah, but
he didn't really like funny. Show like his true like. In the 4th episode, you're like, oh no, there was a 3rd episode. You're right at the end of the 3rd episode.
Yeah, when he it's like halfway through when he like kicks Peacemaker out of the way and takes the gun. Yeah.
It's basically is a part where Peacemaker is like ordered to kill like a family of butterflies, and there's 2 kids, and Peacemaker's like, why am I killing the kids? Like, I need proof of this. And Vigilante is kind of goes, well, Peacemaker kind of has like a panic attack.
Yeah.
And he like can't pull the trigger, so then Vigilante takes the gun and just murks everybody. It was cool.
Yeah, he put everyone in a red shirt and just like did what he had to do. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also we get to see like in that episode that like Peacemaker, for his entire like motto of like, I'll kill every man, woman, and child to get peace. We see him hesitate because he's like, I need to know why. And
because they're like, you say all the time that you'll kill every woman and child, blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah, but like, you need to tell me like how I'm making the world a better place by killing these people, like kids, and I'm not just gonna kill kids because you say pull the trigger on kids. Like, go fuck yourself. Tell me why it's gonna fix things if I pull the trigger on these kids.
And we get that in the 4th episode too. Like, he confronts Myrn, who is kind of like heading the team. And he's like, I thought you were willing to kill every man, woman, and child. And he's like, yeah, but you have to tell me why.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna do it because you say so. Like, I have to know that it
was cool.
The right reason.
Yeah. Which is like he's still a douchebag. Don't get me wrong. Peacemaker's character is still a
He's a
douchebag.
frat
But
bro
they're
through
like
and through.
they're like trying to make him likable, and I get it. Like whatever. But and like something that like in at least 2 episodes now they have shown is that every time he gets like fucked up or like feels like he's doing something bad, he flashes back to fucking Rick Flag going Peacemaker. What a joke! Like right after he killed Rick Flag and stabbed him in the heart, and he's like, "You're a joke," and they're kind of like reflecting on that quite a bit in this show, which I think is hilarious.
And it's also
he is a joke.
He is.
No offense. It's the punchline of a bad joke.
He's obviously not a hero.
Yeah.
And he's
an anti-hero.
He's at best a terrible villain.
Yeah.
Which is exactly how he gets on like the Suicide Squad that we witnessed. He's just very much he's a piece of shit.
We also get in the 3rd episode we get the our first look at the butterflies and what they actually are. They're butterflies. It's the literal sense of the term.
The butterflies. Yeah, I mean we get to see that like we don't know what they are. Probably alien, maybe not. We'll get to that in a second, but they are literal. They're not even butterflies, but they call them butterflies.
They look more like a giant mosquito.
Yeah, they look like Mothra from like Godzilla, but on a small scale, like living in people's heads.
The size of your hand, and they take over like a person's body. Yeah, it's weird.
We also going back to Vigilante, we get to see him getting tortured. And it's a big part of like the trailer for the show as well. Of like, I'm not gonna give him shit. You can give him a little bit if you want. Yeah, it's a little late for that. If you guys have gotten this far and been like, oh, I haven't seen this shit, I should stop. That's on you. It just is. Mm-hmm. But Vigilante's getting just tortured by what?
He gets
his ball sack like attached to a car battery.
Yeah. And then they like start trying to cut his toe off, his pinky toe. And they say it for like 2 episodes. It's the most important toe. You'll fall over if you don't have your pinky toe. But that's not true.
And then
it's your big toe, actually.
Yeah. What's her last name? I think it's Woods. She plays Tasty in Orange is the New Black. In the show, her name is Latoya. I wrote it down.
Well, she is Waller's daughter. So, what? Where did that just come from?
Oh, I don't know. Probably the fact that you spilled during...
Yeah, but something just dripped onto my leg.
Oh, there's probably a hole in the connection of your table.
Yeah.
That drips. But Latoya Adebayo, the same actress that plays Latoya, also plays Tacy in Orange is the New Black. Basically, like, corrects Vigilante of, like, no, you don't need your pinky toe to walk. I almost said toy and toe, and I stopped halfway through. I'm sorry. We're drunk this week yet again. Oh, what? It's only been 51 weeks. If you guys don't know this yet, you're wrong. But Vigilante's like, oh my god, they cut my pinky toe off. You can't walk without it. And she's
halfway off.
yeah.
Halfway off.
Well, yeah, but he's like over exaggerating, and she's
Yeah.
like, you don't even need that toe. Like that's a myth. And he's like, oh, and he like limps the rest of the episode, and he's like, oh, you're right. Absolutely hilarious. Like the back and forth with Vigilante or Adrian Chase, not Chase, Adrian Chase. Like absolutely, like they stole the show. Like I love both of these characters, and they are not the core of the show, but they're definitely winning, if that's a thing. We get introduced also to Judo Master. This dude is fucking hilarious. He's like a 5'4" dude,
tiny little guy,
and he just like
little guy,
martial arts master, and just like
he's a judo master, if you will.
Oh yeah, if you will. I think there's more than judo going on, but it's probably judo mostly. Like beats the shit out of everyone.
He beats the shit out of every hardcore, Peacemaker, Vigilante. Vigilante even like runs away. He's like, "You win!" And like takes out like running. Dude, it was funny. But he basically ties these guys up. It's fucking hilarious. And he's like, I don't know if you've noticed, but like in every single scene he's in, he's eating something.
Yeah, he's always just potato chips of some kind.
Yeah. And he's like eating like flaming hot Cheetos or something like that. And Peacemaker is tied to a chair, and he's like, "Are those flaming hot Cheetos?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he's like, "Can I have some?" He goes, "Sure." And Peacemaker like opens his mouth like he's gonna like throw like, and he just starts like throwing Cheetos in the air and like karate kicking them at like Peacemaker's face. It was hilarious. Hilarious. This show is
so. James Gunn did it again.
Yeah.
Like the Suicide Squad that James Gunn did. Brilliant. Like fantastic. And he like. Sorry, I just caught myself saying like for like the 13th time in a row.
Don't let Nicole get in your head, bro.
Oh, it's too late. She's there. She lives there. It's rent free. It's rent free at this point in time.
Don't let her get in your head. She's a bully, man.
Clearly, I'm so glad you said it, not me.
She's a bully.
Sorry, guys. I struggle sometimes to explain what I'm trying to say. We'll get into this probably a few weeks from now when my insurance kicks in and I can talk to someone about it. But there's something there. And she pointed out that I say the word like a lot. So I'm very sorry about that. Anyways.
All right. Keep it moving here. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
I did lose track of my thought.
Peacemaker keeps one of the butt at the end of the
at the end of episode 3. He breaks out of his constraints, kills the guy that is supposedly a butterfly.
Yeah.
Blows his face off, and then a literal It's more of a moth mosquito, a moth
giant mosquito.
Yeah.
Anyways, Peacekeeper keeps it.
Okay.
And yeah, that's kind of like
episode 3.
Yeah. All right. Episode 4. Go.
Episode 4 picks up. We did skip over the fact that outside Dan. Is it Dan or Dave from New Girl?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Economos. He's got like the worst last name out of all of it. Peacekeeper calls him Dyed Beard. He's just got like a very ginger beard.
Yeah.
Legitimately like runs over judo master and beats the shit out of him with
That was
a
in
crowbar.
episode 3.
It's the
But
end of
yeah.
episode 3.
Yeah.
But so now this entire operation went to shit.
Yeah.
There's a butterfly in a jar thanks to Peacekeeper.
Which nobody knows about yet.
Only Peacekeeper knows about. Yeah, he keeps
Yeah.
it hidden. Judo Master is still alive after getting like rammed from
And then beating the head with a tire iron over and over again.
It's so funny. Like, that's not funny, but like it is. Sorry, guys. That was like right into the microphone. But the 4th episode is very much about like character building, but in a very good way. Like, we get to learn so much about Vigilante and like his actual motives. Like, he just wants to do right.
Mm-hmm.
Peacemaker is still like emotionally tied to his dad, which we learn a lot about in this
Very
episode.
racist father.
Racist piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
But we also get to see a comic accurate version of the White Dragon, like armor that his dad built for himself.
It's like a Super Saiyan KKK costume.
It's like if Rita Repulsa was just like also the Grand Duke.
Yeah. Make my monster grow! And then like a KKK member was like, "Wah!"
Or she's like, make my monster grow again. Some people will get that, some people won't. Yeah, spit in your hand and jerk off with it. So not great.
Yeah.
His dad is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
To repeat what Jake said before me. Piece of shit. Can we say that again? Yeah, piece of shit. Just absolute garbage. Just like treated. Is that the right past tense of treat? Treated? It sounds sloppy. He treated Peacemaker. He trote.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like garbage. Like he hated him from birth, basically. It was like, I'm gonna make you into my copy. I'm racist. I hate everyone.
He like made him like kill at like a very young age, and like
we see some flashbacks of him like stabbing a dude to death as a I would say like a preteen. He's like 10, 11 years
probably
old.
Like 10, yeah.
Just like stabbing a dude to death because his dad told him to.
Yeah.
But we also get reference to
he's
Peacemaker's...
like tied to a chair and he is just like, just stabbing this. Yeah, it was fucked up.
It was not great. It was sad, actually, to watch.
Yeah.
Not emotional, but like sad. Not great. And we also get to hear... so Peacemaker's dad is in prison since like the first episode of this show. Peacemaker goes to the prison to talk to his dad and be like, I'm going to make this right. I'm so sorry that you're being framed for what I did. And his dad's like, oh, I'm going to destroy you because of all this. And then we get flashbacks and his dad is also like, I never loved you. I should have killed you the second you were born. I loved your brother.
Slit your throat. He's like, the second you came out of your mom's vagina, I should have slit your throat. That's what he says. It's fucked up.
Yeah, I didn't want to go that graphic, but that is what he said.
Thanks.
Well, fuck you. Okay, cool. But he also mentions that like Peacemaker's brother he loved, but hated Peacemaker. We do get to see a clip towards the end of the end of the episode ends as basically like Peacemaker is just like crying on the floor of his trailer because he's sad. He doesn't know who he is. He finally has come to the terms that his dad's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And there's a flashback of basically his brother's death. Him and his brother are fighting as young kids do.
You and I disagree a little bit on this.
Yeah, so it shows Peacemaker hitting his brother. He drops to the ground, starts shaking and foaming at the mouth. What do you think that is actually going on?
Well, I think that they put a lot of time into making it seem like Peacemaker killed his brother. And I think that his dad did something fucked up, and that Peacemaker got, because the scene is that they're fighting, him and Peacemaker and his brother as kids are like fighting each other, and Peacemaker hits his brother falls down, starts convulsing and foaming at the mouth and basically dies. But there's like, they put so much emphasis on the fact that Peacemaker had something to do with his brother's death. I think that his dad had something to do with his brother's death, and that he's like made Peacemaker think that he is the one responsible.
And there, I disagree mostly. I think that Peacemaker's brother's death was a complete accident. That Peacemaker, like, they were fighting for whatever reason, as, you know, siblings do, I guess, and with a father like, you know, the T-8000, you know.
T-1000.
I'm pretty sure that the T-1000 is the regular Terminator. Well, but you're probably right, because I think I'm more drunk than you. But anyways, as a Terminator's child, you know, they fight because they've been raised to, you know, be pieces of shit just like their father was. And I think Peacemaker throws a punch, causes damage.
Yeah, but it wouldn't make you foam at the mouth like that.
Yeah, if it was some sort of like internal bleeding, maybe they're just being dramatic about his memory. My thought is that it was a complete accident where Peacemaker like caused this like terminal end of life moment for his brother, kills him, and then his dad uses that against him forever. Where it was a complete freak of accident interaction between two brothers where they just got into a fight, a punch was thrown, hit his brother just right to where like he just like drops and has a seizure and dies. Either way,
we'll see.
Yeah, and either way, like his dad still twists it to blame Peacemaker on this. So like we at least agree on that. We just kind of disagree on like the cause of the death. And it's something that we'll see. But the very best scene of this episode is Vigilante basically gets himself arrested so that he can kill Peacemaker's dad.
Which is like the dumbest. Like the only problem I have with this is that all he did was throw a fucking garbage can through a window. It doesn't get you thrown in like
at the prison though. Like it's a small town. He goes and
it doesn't get
vandalizes the
prison. Bro, I've been to jail, man. You don't get thrown in with the big dogs for doing little shit.
He could have gotten thrown into the Gen Pop though.
That's not the same thing. I don't want to get into it. It's not the same thing. Gen Pop and fucking the jail and prison is different.
Yeah, but different. This seems to be a small town.
It doesn't matter. Jail and prison are way
I can't
different things.
Relate. I have not gone to
Also,
jail. I've been
never-
arrested, but I've never gone to jail. So
No, I've been in jail. I've been in jail. They don't throw you in with the big dogs for throwing a garbage can. That's my only qualm with it. Also, there's like, there's due process. He was like in prison like the next day, and it was like, what? You're in here with all like the big dogs, like the prison, like fucking killers and like all that shit. Like a day later, like it was just wild. But I did love the scene.
and the scene is just great, and it just furthers the fact that Vigilante is. They try and play him off as like a joke character,
Yeah.
but I honestly think that, especially after this episode, that the reason that Peacemaker does not love Vigilante is because Vigilante is like the ideal of Peacemaker, and just like, I hate to use the word that is his anti-hero name, Vigilante. Like, he's just going to take the law into his own hands.
Yeah.
But he basically starts a fight with the white supremacists of the prison, including Peacemaker's dad.
Yeah.
And it's
By
like,
calling them a bunch of sister fuckers and
Yeah.
oh wait, and they also go with and I love it that they do this, but he's like basically he's like, hey, let's go around the table and talk about how black people, like contributed to white people culture. And he's like, first I'll start rock and roll music. You guys and Elvis Presley and like blah blah, you guys wouldn't have the bands that you have that you love without black people. And he's like, who wants to go next?
yeah. And it's hilarious. And then obviously the white supremacists get pissed about this.
Yeah.
And Vigilante just beats the living fuck.
My favorite part is that when he kicks that dude in the face with his fucked up toe, he's like, fuck! And like starts like limping on his foot again because he has like half a toe because they tortured him and cut half his toe.
And then at the end of it, like, he makes a remark to Peacemaker's dad. It's like, you're a piece of shit father. And then his dad is like, I know what's going on now.
He's like, I need to talk to Agent whatever. Like, but my son's trying to kill me.
Is it agent or deputy?
Something.
Detective Song.
They show that Peacemaker's dad is very smart as a piece of shit. He is a piece of shit, but he's very smart. He basically says like, he's like, I know what you're trying to do. You want me to you drew us out so that these dummies would attack you and look like the aggressors. He's like, I'm not going to do that. You're trying to make me say something to you so that I hit you and you could retaliate. And he's like, I'm not going to do that. And then, like you said, he basically is like,
Vigilante is then like, you're a piece of shit dad.
Yeah.
And Peacemaker's dad is like, I need to talk to the detective. I have information about what's going on.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, the whole Suicide Squad 2.0, like,
he literally says, like, my son's trying to kill me. I needed to talk to, because he now thinks that Peacemaker sent Vigilante and after him, but Peacemaker has no idea. We've spent a lot of time on this.
Yeah.
Probably.
So Vigilante actually gets like his bail paid. He gets out of jail. Harcourt picks him up, and immediately Vigilante's like, I think I made things worse.
And he starts crying, yeah.
Which also just like builds on the fact that like he's probably out of everyone on the team, he's probably the most emotionally mature person, which is weird because he's also like the most weird. Maybe not most weird, but he's up there. But we also find out at the very end of this episode that Mern, who is the team lead,
Yeah.
is actually a butterfly.
But why is he killing or the other butterflies?
We don't know. Is it because he's like a rogue butterfly, or is it because the butterfly program like went too far and now there's like people that can't be controlled?
Oh shit, we skipped over a thing. There's a rematch between
with the judo master.
Judo Master and fucking Peacemaker, and Peacemaker whips his ass.
Basically throws him around like
and then
the Cheeto Puff that he is.
And then Judo is basically like, hey, the butterflies aren't what you think they're, and then he gets shot in the chest before.
Latoya Autobio.
She shoots
Tasty
him
from Orange is the New Black shoots him.
Before he can say, like,
anything.
No. It's not.
Or
but we don't know what the butterflies are. They might not be the bad guys. I'm thinking that the bad guys are actually going to be the people who think that they're good guys. I don't know. I don't think that this is going to be a show that gets like a season 2. So I'm really excited to see like where this is going.
Yeah. And we're only halfway through the season. So there's still plenty of time to like drive out the storyline.
Yeah.
If there's anything to take away from the show is that it's fun, it's enjoyable, and go watch it. Quite honestly, like we're only halfway through the season. You can power through 4 40-minute episodes very quickly.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we end this episode. So, I didn't want to say what we always say.
Which is that we love y'all. We love you guys.
So we are going to go ahead and close out this episode.
But before we do, we just want to talk about a couple things. You guys probably know these things already, but check out our Patreon page. And I mean, go ahead, Chad.
Yeah, so check out our Patreon page. It's a monthly.
That's me passing the torch. It's just me like passing it on to Chad.
Yeah. In the links below. I mean, check out our Patreon page. It's a great way to give monthly if you like what we're doing. Otherwise, we also have our web store. Also, follow us on all of our social medias, especially on Instagram, especially this week and next week, because we have that huge giveaway with Jerry that we're partnering on. So be sure to check that out. Super easy to join. Check out our Instagram to find out how to join, and as well as the video at the beginning of this episode. I mean, other than that, guys, we're at 51 weeks. Next week is a complete full year,
which is crazy.
It blows my mind that we're there already.
Yeah. And I don't know who you guys are, but we have listeners in, like, India. Was it India, Dubai, or something like that?
We have Saudi Arabian listeners. We have Irish listeners. We have people all over the globe.
Which is fucking crazy, dude.
Blows our mind.
Listeners. Yeah.
Like, you guys are the best. Absolutely the best.
Czech Republic.
Yeah, the Netherlands as well.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, like we have listeners all over the globe. Which what? We're just two drunk guys that are just like talking about comic books and movies and comic book movies. Like, what? How did we get here? But we couldn't do it without you guys, so we hope that you keep listening. If you're in a position to give and you like what we're doing, please do. If not, we get it. Just thank you.
Yeah.
No matter what, thank you guys for being here. We love you. And you know what? Let's just do
Yeah.
it. With that being said, yeah.
Well, you gotta take a drink now.
Mm-hmm. We love you guys. And close it out, Jake.
This has been the All Things Nerd podcast.